My name is Matthew Vishur. I run a website. It's called Bible Protector, www.bibleprotector.com. It's a ministry which is focused on looking at the pure Cambridge edition of the King James Bible, and there are people around the world now who are aware that you can't just use any Bible, and even when it comes to King James Bibles, you have to be aware that some King James Bibles are either impure or unstandard as far as its spelling and typography, or else you'll find that there's King James Bibles, especially modern ones, which are being printed now, which have alterations in them which are unnecessary and unauthorized and are off the track. So what we're standing for is the traditional Cambridge edition. It's called the Pure Cambridge Edition. It came about in the early 1900s, and what it really is just the next and final editorial revision of what occurred in 1769, and it's, of course, the Cambridge edition. Now, the Pure Cambridge edition has been printed and published for, as I say, around 100 years, from Cambridge University Press and from Collins. And the Cambridge publishers have been publishing the Pure Cambridge edition up to at least perhaps the 1980s, whereas Collins have been a little more intermittently been publishing Pure Cambridge editions right up to the present time. You can obtain new or very good quality second-hand copies through the book depository and through Amazon. I went to the Amazon website recently. I bought a Cameo printing. It was a called Cameo Reference Bible from 1974. There's other ones available there I saw. I just bought one myself, got it in the mail, and yes, it was Pure Cambridge edition. Very nice typeface, Cameo typeface, and with references in the center column, which are the traditional ones. You can also obtain other such printings, and if you just do some research through different websites, you can see and find any of those older Cambridge ones, many older Collins ones. They will definitely be Pure Cambridge edition. Can't guarantee 100% of the time. You should check, but you should see that they are Pure Cambridge edition just because they were printed in that era, say like the 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and all in that time you shouldn't have a problem. Also, you can buy new Collins King James Bibles, or there's various names under which Collins has published over the years, and the ISBN to look for that's fairly, it's easily available today, is the popular size. When you look for that ISBN, it's called Iona Clear Type, and it's under the name Popular, and you'll find there may be different formats in which it was bound, and of course different countries where it was printed as well. You can see that there's imitation leather, there might be just a budget cardboard looking binding. Now you have to be aware, because in recent times, in the last few years, they've actually changed and altered, so they've got the same edition, the very same ISBN, and yet they've changed the inside of it so it looks like it's been set on a computer, and totally different looking typeface and everything. And the way you can tell the new one is because verse 26 goes all the way to the end of verse 26 of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26 on the first page, whereas in the one that is a Pure Cambridge edition, which is page number 7, it doesn't end verse 26 on page 7, which is Genesis chapter 1. So that's a difference you'll notice. So you have to make sure before you buy it, or when you're buying it, that you're buying the Pure Cambridge edition one of that. And so you have to be aware, because the new one, of course, has been altered and it's not Pure Cambridge edition anymore. You can also obtain through just various second-hand bookshops and antiquarian bookshops and so on. You can look around yourself and just find different ones. Now, I have found many examples of King James Bibles which are virtually unused, good quality, and have only paid maybe 10 or 12 Australian dollars for that. So it will be comparable in other countries. A reasonable price, good quality Bibles, and I know at my own church some people will use those very ones for their church Bibles to use at church. Talking about church, there is a Bible publishing company which is a ministry, and it's one that I would like to generally support as far as that it's printing and publishing the Pure Cambridge Edition in certain of its formats, and that is called Local Church Bible Publishers, which is in a town called Lansing, which is in America. And this is a ministry which, whilst it does not specifically support the Pure Cambridge Edition, does have in size or item number 200. It's called the Hardback Pew Bible, and it's a bulk or budget range, and that's got the cameo typeface on the inside of the Bible, and that one is cloth bound like an old-fashioned book. Very, very good quality and very cheap price, I think. Good quality as far as it will endure. The other cheaper one is called the 380. That's a vinyl flush cut bulk, and that's just been glue bound. However, I think that you could take that to a bookbinder and they could just cut off the glue or just peel it off and then bind it with stitch binding and put that in a different binding for you. It might cost a little bit of money, but you'll have already the paper there. It's reasonably good paper, and but definitely that cameo typeface, and of course it's Pure Cambridge Edition, so it will have in 1 John chapter 5 verse 8 the word Spirit with lowercase s, and I really recommend you check and ask questions about these things beforehand. Of course, when you're at a second-hand bookshop, you can check for yourself. Use the 12 verse checklist that's on the Bible Protector website. Also look in Ezra chapter 2 and verse 26 to see that the word Geba is there.